of those will come together and the painting will be finished. But they have to work together. And most of the time, what you end up doing is you end up doing a nice, careful drawing, which may or may not be accurate. Then you try to color it in. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually painting and drawing at the exact same time. They're both evolving together. Yes, you can go in with a pretty concise drawing with a grisaille and go in with a little bit more of a controlled approach.
So that's kind of what you're doing with the portrait.
That's what I'm doing with the portrait, all right? This is more letting the thing be a little bit more fluid, and it's a painting that I would probably finish. Even this, I probably would spend another 40 minutes to get this absolutely correct. I mean, I've got it a lot closer than it was, right? But there's still a lot of things that I haven't discovered yet, and so I will go in and I will be doing some drawing and value correcting and all that stuff all together. And so it's better to sort of start this way. It's a little bit more fluid. If you look at it, it's handled exactly the way the charcoal is handled. Right. You saw how I went all over the place with the charcoal. Yep. I'm doing the exact same thing with this. And so once you get a little bit more comfortable with the fact that, hey, I can start throwing paint all over this thing and still maintain control, you'll be in good shape. All right. I mean, I can still come in here. What you notice I did is I put in a good light area. So I know that everything else has to be underneath that. I determined that that light right there was the lightest thing that I see in this whole still life. That was going to keep me from going too bright here or too bright here. Okay. I also have decided that my two darkest places are this edge here and something going on up here and a little bit over here. I haven't brought this jug into the mix completely yet, but I need to make those decisions relatively soon. What's dark, what's light, you know, everything else has to fit in between. So
is the way you begin or approach the painting, it may be different if you've got a 3-hour time slot that you want to get this painting finished versus a 25-hour.
Yes, and it also depends. It also depends on your ability to draw with your paint. I've done enough drawing that I can draw with my paint, which is basically what I'm doing here. Sometimes if it's a more complex still life or a figure that I'm painting, I may spend more time with my drawing, as you see me do with portraits. I'll do a pretty concise drawing and then I'll go into it with a little bit more control. And the effect will be a little bit more polished too. This is fluid because, again, I'm painting quicker. I'm not spending a whole lot of time with the drawing, but also the surface was already roughed up. I mean, you'd already had your drawing in there. It wasn't completely accurate, and so at that point, the surface got away from us a little bit. And so we had no choice but to now draw with paint, because you already had paint on there. If you'd done a perfect drawing and this jug was exactly when it needed to be, I wouldn't have had to come in with so much paint to move things around. But I had to come in with more paint than you put in to override what you had already done.
I found I was, in the charcoal, I was beginning to feel more fluid in terms of where I position things. Like, oh, that's easy, I can just move that over.
Right.
Here I started to feel like,
yes,
I locked myself in. I can't move that.
And so what I want you to see is you haven't locked yourself in.
Yeah.
You have as much latitude with this as you did with the charcoal.
Right.
Okay, and that's why I wanted you to paint the way you did, so that I could show you on top of that how much more you could have taken it to fix your drawing. Because obviously the jug wasn't right, but you'd committed yourself to paint and you didn't know how to then manipulate it.
Right.
And I wanted you to see, you know, I changed even the way the brick was set and all kinds of things, but it's easy to fix.
Right.
Once you realize how much control you can have with all this stuff. All right. Again, that's the reason why we're starting off with charcoal, because it gives you that sense of freedom and looseness and then how to move things around a little bit. We switch over to paint, but again, black and white, so that you realize that. And then when you deal with color, you'll be even more set to be able to handle it. If you jumped in here right now, first night, hey, simple objects, paint it in color. Even that is too advanced, right? And that's where most classes and seminars set you up for a fall, because this is complicated, right? And you need to understand the process first to be able to, you know, to paint this in color. I mean, you had to understand values, and then you had to understand paint handling and how much, you know, how much it takes to move things around, and if you had to throw color in the mix, it's just too much.
Right.
So, one step at a time. But that's the approach. And if you look at it, you know, if you look at it from a distance, again, the overall drama is starting to get reasonably close. Okay. Granted, we can be a little bit more refined as far as the drawing goes, but that's for later on. I mean, right now, it's just trying to get the essence of what we see there and get the drawing reasonably accurate.